Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is close to us in many other ways that we can't even imagine about, because his attributes are infinite and every attribute of his is infinite. So his closeness cannot be compared with other things that we are close to. He is he is so close to us that nothing else can be so close to us. And he is close to us with so many attributes which are infinite. For example, he is close to us in terms of hearing. He is hearing us so closely. For example, I'm telling you something. When you're sitting in a room and you're talking, if someone is sitting a little far, you tell him to come closer to you so that he can listen to you carefully, or can listen to you much better. So you tell him, come closer to me. So when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hearing about what you're saying, He is so close to you, so close to us, He's so close to us that even if you don't utter anything from your mouth, if you don't utter anything from your mouth, only if you imagine, even that is heard by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You just feel it, right? So when you think about something, basically before even you think, it is born in your heart. So when we say that I'm thinking something, that thought is generated first in your heart. It starts like a feeling, then it comes into your brain and gets converted into a thought. So before even it is converted to a thought, that feeling comes into your heart. That feeling itself is heard by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is not even known by you, because you would know what that feeling means only when it gets converted into a thought. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He would actually know what's inside your heart. So what you're going to think after that, He already knows about it. So He is hearing so close to you that you yourself don't know that what you're going to actually think after after the next second. He already knows that. He's so close to you. And in terms of seeing, we always think that someone He's seeing again who's close to you can see, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so close. He's so close to us, something which is invisible. Generally, a lot of people, they keep their feelings within themselves. They don't show it. Someone is going through a lot of difficulties in his life, but he will still smile and tell you, how are you doing? And they say, Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great. He could be wearing a smile, but there could be tons of pains that he's carrying in his heart, which he doesn't show it to others. People can't see it, what pains you're carrying, right? So when we meet, generally we don't show off what's the pain that we're carrying, because that's all personal to ourselves. We don't like to reveal those pains to the people, to the public. We don't like to say it to others. The family members generally would know, someone who's close to you would know, right? So our parents, our brothers and sisters, we know what's going on in our family, what troubles we are going through, what pains we are going through. Someone's someone's dad is not well, they are worried about the treatment of the father. Someone's mom is not well, they are worried about her treatment, right? Some wife has been troubled by husband, he's torturing her, she's carrying those pains and she's literally crying that, oh, may Allah guide him. Some husbands are concerned about their wives, that they are troubling them so much, torturing them day night, demanding, making unnecessary demands. So they have their pains that they're carrying. Someone kids are not well. They have their big pains. They have sleepless nights as to how our kid is going to recover from this ailment. Maybe a prolonged ailment someone have, and they are going for a treatment from a very long time, and there is still no result of that treatment. They're still hoping that treatments could actually heal those diseases, but still they are waiting for a treatment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they have all these pains. Everyone has some or the other pain carrying, right? So no one else can see that unless someone is very close to you in your family. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so closely seeing what's going on. Sometimes you are hiding your feelings from your own family members. No one else knows, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what you're feeling. He can see that. He's so close to you. He understands. He's so close to you when it comes to understanding. Sometimes we ourselves don't understand what we want. We ourselves don't know what's going on with us. Sometimes you are going through a problem and then you go and try to explain it to a doctor that this is my problem. Many times doctors fail to understand your problem because you would not know how to tell him what's your problem. But he just listens to you and he says, okay, let's go for a diagnostic test, and he will give you a good list of diagnostics. And you have to go through all those tests, and then eventually, sometimes it even happens there is some problem and something else is found in the medical reports, and they're doing a treatment for the other problem which you're not even concerned about. So your area of concern could be something else, and the doctor is doing a treatment for something else just because he detected something in your blood report and he's just doing the treatment for that, which is never going to heal your problem. So they don't understand even if you try to explain. Many times it happens, especially the patients who are psychological patients who are, psychologically affected. They're facing challenges in terms of depression, anxiety. These people can never explain what's going on with them. I try to tell the doctor, well, they all are just going to listen to you, and eventually they're not going to do anything. All they'll do is give you some antidepressant medicines, and that's the end of the story. For them, you're just a patient, you're just a customer for them. You go for consulting, you pay the fee, and once the customer is out and they forget you what's going on, do you think they're going to remember and pray for you? There are a lot of these customers. Maybe there are few doctors, but not all. So there are absolutely no understandings among each other, even though we are all close to each other, but still it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who understands what's your problem. You don't have to explain anything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't have to try to explain that I am feeling like this is my problem, this is what's going on with me, I'm unable to sleep in the night, or I don't feel hungry, or I have a fear factor. I don't know. I'm fearing about something. I shiver about something. I don't know what happens with me. I get a lot of, we get waswasa, right? So I get a lot of different thoughts, like mood swings or thoughts, or a lot of the terms people use, but this is all waswasa from shaitan. So Allah understands all that. You don't have to explain him. Like this, the list goes on and on. It's infinite list. We only know a couple of these things, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with his infinite powers, he is close to us. And he is so close, and there are so many other, you know, attributes that he's got that we don't even know about. So no one else can be closer to us as close as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. He's absolutely close. The major challenge I have seen is that many times people have in people have this feeling that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so close to me, when he understands my feeling, does he also respond to me? Does he also respond to me? The answer is yes, he does respond to you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself says in Quran al-Kareem, Surah Baqarah, he says, "O dear Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when my bondmen, that is my slaves, question you concerning me, then surely I am close. I answer the prayer of the supplicant when he calls on me. So they must obey me and believe in me so that they may attain guidance." So see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself says that when we call him, he is going to listen to us and also answer to us. So it doesn't mean that whenever you call Allah, he is not listening to you. He always listens to you. He always listens to you and he always answers to your call. But many of us fail to understand that many people complain this, that I have been praying so much. Where is the answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why he doesn't respond to my answers? Well, he is of course responding to you every time you're calling him. The problem is you have gone so far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are unable to listen to his responses. He's always been close to you and he still listens to you, still answers, but you have gone very far. Right? For example, I am giving you a lecture, and if you go far away from me, so now you tell me what you're saying, I don't listen to you. Whose fault is it? I'm doing my lecture every day, I'm delivering. You have gone far from me. So I am sitting here doing my lectures as usual. You're supposed to come and join the session, not that I will come to you and force you to join the session. It has to be from your side, not from my side. I'm going to invite you. That's all best. That's the best thing I can do for you. You have to log in. You have to put your efforts. Use your phone or laptop. Log into the session. You have to wake up, offer Fajr, and then you have to immediately log in, join. Your efforts you have to put. If you don't join, do you think I'm taking any attendance here, or do you think I'm forcing you to join? I just inform it and you join it. It's your effort. If you don't join and then you look at others and suddenly you say, oh, these people have seen so much, mashallah. Now they are able to offer such great salah and they have improvised so much. Why am I not improving? What happened to me? Why didn't I learn? So whose fault is that? It's your fault. Why didn't you join then? Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites you. The invitation is an answer for your prayer. Why don't you understand this? Why are we always comparing Allah's answers with the answers with the creation? Allah's answer will not be like how we answer to each other. His answer will not be like a teacher is asking a question to a student, or a student is asking a question to a teacher and she is just responding with her mouth. Allah doesn't respond like that. He responds through his invitations. We have to understand. He doesn't come in your dream and tell you, this is my answer. He will make the path of guidance for you. He could be sending you an SMS. He could be sending you a WhatsApp message. He could be sending you a YouTube video. He could be sending you a lecture. He could be making you listen to a lecture. He could be making you recite Quran and understand, suddenly go through some translation and make you realize this is my answer to you. He could be making you go through such an incident in your life that you realize, and then you get the answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah's answers are always there with you. You get answers. You always get answers. You have to understand. As I've been telling in my lectures, many times, I have experienced this. He is going to answer to you. He's going to answer to you, and he will make path, he will guide you. You have to realize that. Once I was, I went long back. So I just want to give you this example. It was evening. I used to work in the evening shift. It was long back, way back in 2006. So because it was evening shift, generally I used to start immediately. My cab used to come for pickup. So it was in high tech city. So it used to come immediately after Asr Salah. So I used to take the cab, and um, by the time it used to be Maghrib, I used to reach office uh, maybe little bit close to Maghrib or maybe after Azan, but still I used to reach within the time of Maghrib. And I used to offer Maghrib in the office. And that day it was heavily raining, so the cab was delayed, and the cab driver came to me just 15 minutes before the Maghrib Azan. So I boarded the cab. There were other employees also in that. So we started from Paradise. So there was huge traffic jam at the Beckham bit. So I knew that I cannot make it to Maghrib because it's already time for Azan, and by the time we reach our high tech city, I think it will be already Isha. So I thought I will miss out my Maghrib, and you cannot offer Salah while the vehicle is moving, and I know it's not acceptable. What should I do? So it it um it was dead slow because there's a huge traffic jam, and I was very concerned, and I was literally praying Allah make some way for me. And honestly, I was just getting feeling that there is no way that I can offer Maghrib now, because where is the chance now? It is heavily raining, and there is no mosque here, no masjid, and there is no way that cab is going to reach high tech city, and I can't even get down. So I just thought that I will miss out my Maghrib. But I had a strong feeling that if Allah wills, I will still offer Maghrib, and I go to office also. I, and I was saying I was in two minds. How is it going to be possible? Then I was just praying, Allah, you are Al-Qadir, you have all the powers. You can do whatever uh, you wish. So I'm just praying, Allah, make it possible. And immediately I saw some steps from the Somajiguda um, towards the Banjara Hills, Jubilee Hills Road. So there, if you see, there are a lot of jewelry shops are there, like Khazana Jewelers and all that. So if you know that place, so there it was again struck, completely stuck. So I immediately got the feeling that I should get down from the cab. Though it's raining, I should leave the cab. If I'm sitting in the cab, I can never offer salah like this. Forget about office and everything. I'll just go to office later. First priority is salah. I must offer. I told the cab driver that I'm getting down. He said, "What happened?" I said, "Nothing. You just carry on. I will just take some auto or something. I'll come to office. You can go." He said, "Okay." I immediately got down. I rushed right under those shops. I stood because it was raining. Then immediately I saw some stairs. It was going onto the first floor. I said, "Okay, let me take these stairs." I went upstairs, and there I found some nice place, upstairs. And I thought that was a neat and clean place. I said, I can offer salah here. So immediately I went there, took off my shoes, and I had that portable musalla always with me. So I put that, and then I immediately offered Maghrib. And I said, Allah, I'm thankful to you that you made some way to me to offer salah. And I was thinking that I lost my cab, so I should take some auto or something and go to office. And I nicely offered salah, and I was very happy. And when I came down, to my surprise, I found my cab was still stuck in the traffic and is still there. And immediately I went back and sat in the cab. And then the traffic got cleared and it started moving. Then I realized, Allah, you made it so easy for me. Few minutes back, I was thinking that I can't even offer salah. And there was no chance whatsoever, absolutely no chance. Heavily raining, I'm stuck in the middle of the traffic and I'm inside the cab and I want to offer salah. There is no masjid here. There is no chance of me offering salah, but you made it so easy. I didn't even miss my cab. The cab was still there. I went, offered salah, came back, and now the cab started. So I felt that the traffic jam was specifically made for me that Allah wanted the cab to wait for me. It was a complete jam pack. The moment I got into the cab, it completely opened up. We started moving. So this is an answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you have to realize this. And this kind of answers you have already got in your life. You have to go back and reevaluate. Think about the situations that you have gone through in your life. Every person, not just me. So don't think that I am someone, maybe a great person because of that it has happened with me. No, it happens with every slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has nothing to do with, of course, if the more you're closer to him, the more you get to see him. But the response is always there from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not that he responds to only the close ones, he doesn't respond to others. He responds to everyone. You pray him, he's going to respond to you. This is a general closeness. He is always close to everyone. In your life like this, many things have happened in the past. He has been responding to you. Only thing is you've not been realizing that he's been responding. You've not been realizing. If you go back and think about how situations have turned and unforeseen situations happened, then those situations got tackled somehow. Many times we see you get into trouble and somehow you get out of the trouble, and we think immediately shaitan will divert us, saying that divert it to someone who was involved in that, and he will divert it to the creation, not the creator. Many times you get hospitalized and you get the treatment and you're recovered, and immediately shaitan will divert it to the hospital, to the doctor. It says this doctor has done a great job, the hospital was great, and you start recommending everyone go to this hospital. It's okay, yeah, we should thank the doctor and the hospital, but you would go back and see the same doctor could have operated many patients and the patients would have died. If you go back and see the same hospital where you recovered many patients who could have not recovered from the same hospital. If the hospital or the doctor had the powers, then they could have recovered all the patients who got admitted. No one would have died. Same ailment, same disease, same doctor, same medicines, but you get different results. Why is like that? Why one patient recover, another patient dies? We have looked at it, the COVID-19. The same steroid was used to treat all the patients. Why it worked for some, why it did not work for few? Many hospitals were at the best of the services. They were able to save many patients, and many also died in the same hospitals. Many times, older people were saved, younger people died. If you see the potential of saving younger people, the chances were very high, but young people died, older people were saved. As per the medical calculation, they say uh, the younger people have more power, sustenance than the older people. The recovery power is more in the younger people, but they could not recover. The immune system they talk about, the so-called immune system. What happened to that immune system now? So your immune system also works with the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are not your powers. It is not your immune system. It is the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He puts the power in that immune system, you're going to get the power. If He takes away the power, then you're gone. He can put immune system in older people more powerful than the younger people if He decides to. So He every action that you're taking in your life, you have to understand everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're talking, it is not you who's talking, it is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which is talking. Try to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your voice. When you're seeing, it is not you that He is seeing. It is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's noor with which you are able to see. Understand that every time you see, it is not you, it is Allah's power which is making you see. Understand that Allah is seeing from your own eyes. Understand when you're thinking something, it is not your brain, it is the brain, it's the idea, it is the hikmah, it's the ilm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which is making you think. Your thought flow is not your own thought flow, it is the flow of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every action that you take, when you're walking, it is not you who is walking, it is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which is making you walk. You cannot walk even an inch if the power of Allah is not inside you. You cannot move even an inch if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power is not in you. You have to understand every action that you're taking, every step that you're taking, there is power of Allah inside you. You have to realize that your complete body, your existence is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is existing inside you. That is why you're able to survive. That is why you're able to eat, drink, sleep. Every action that you're able to take, you're talking, you're seeing, you're hearing, you're thinking, you're moving. Every action, there is power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside you. You have to realize He is inside you itself. Understand He is very close to you. He is very close to you. Why are you failing to understand? Why don't you understand that everything belongs to Him? Why are you trying to search for Allah here and there? He is inside you. Look at you. Look at your face. Who created that face? Look at the shape of your face. Look at the shape when you look at the mirror. Look at you. Remember Al-Musawwir, how you created that face. It is not you who's created that face. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Al-Qareeb who is very close to you. He is the one who's created you. Why we are unable to understand, still we are unable to understand that He is very close to us. Why is that we have we have been struggling so much even to understand that He is seeing us always. Why do we trust the camera more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A camera is watching and employees are working because the boss is watching from the camera. Why we fail to understand the real boss is inside you and He is watching you 24/7. Why is that we fail to realize? Because we fail to focus. We fail to focus. We fail to understand that. And this thing can only happen to us. The realization can only happen to us when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides us. When He guides, then you're going to realize. Then the eyes of your heart will open up and then you'll be able to see Him. Every time you are talking, you will know that it's not you, it's Allah who's talking. Every time you see, you will know that it's not me, it is Allah who's seeing. You will realize that. And then that's how you will start feeling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside you itself. So there are many levels in that. Many levels. There you will come to a point where you get stuck. What to do now? How do I worship? Allah is inside me. When I'm doing sajda, it is me doing sajda or Allah Himself is doing the sajda. You will start asking questions like this. As one of the students asked me this question. If I have completely Allah is inside me, when if I'm doing sajda, then who is doing sajda? It is me or Allah? If I am doing the sajda, if Allah is inside me, if Allah is doing sajda himself, then who is doing the sajda for? It's a very big question. That is what marifat is. So there are stages when you go to certain levels, then you say, and you've understood. It's a very big level actually, that question. So I generally understand the level of a student by his question. What he's actually going through, that type of question is going to ask. So with the question, we'll know this guy has actually reached a certain level. They get that feeling. And this guidance is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide them. And that guidance, how does that guidance happens? It all happens through your interest levels. How much you're eager, how much you're interested. And the more you're interested, the more you will try to do the zikr. And the more you will try to follow the instructions given to you by your master. You start following instructions carefully, listen to it again and again. Then you start following instructions. Do tawbah every day, you'll do tawbah. Do zikr every day, you do zikr. Wake up for tahajjud, you wake up. You fast every Monday, you'll fast. The more you are interested, the more you're serious, the more you're going to follow. And the more you're going to follow, the easy it becomes for you to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the only successful life that we can live. Remember this. The only very small chunk of people are going to be part of this. Now, many people will go to Jannah, but they're only going to be lost in the beauty of Jannah, which is compared to the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-Jameel. The beauty of Jannah is nothing. Jannah is just a creation of Allah. When you're exploring the beauty of Jameel, the creator, that beauty, now if you see, is there a comparison between the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the beauty of Jannah? There is no comparison. So for people who are the aspirants of Marifah, the Marifat, these people, even in Jannah, they keep exploring the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is never going to end. So our education of knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't think that it is going to end in dunya. It is never going to end. It started now. You will start knowing the attributes of Allah one by one. And when we die and go to Jannah, inshallah, it will continue in Jannah also. Allah will start teaching you in Jannah about himself. And the more you get to know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more sakina you get, more satisfaction, more joy in your life you get. How long are you going to get this? It is going to be never ending, because the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are everlasting. So it's never going to end. Your entire life, infinite life in Jannah, will have infinite education about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the education is never going to finish about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The knowledge of Marifat is never going to end. There's no one who can say that I've completely known Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no chance, because he's infinite. How can you know infinite? And for you to know infinite, your life has to be infinite. And when I say infinite, is never going to end. That means your learning about Allah is never going to end. And he's also, this is the general discussion. If you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in Quran al-Kareem, Surah Waqia, right? And those who surpassed have indeed excelled. These are the special people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about. These are not everyone. These are the few people who have surpassed, have indeed excelled. And it is they who are close, who are the close ones. So now Allah, one way he's saying he's close to everyone, right? Here he's saying it is they who are the close ones. Allah, here he's saying these are the people close to Allah. In the previous ayah, if you saw, Allah says he is close to you. Here in this ayah, he says the slaves of Allah are close to him, and they are in gardens of peace. So gardens immediately don't think it's Jannah. He is saying they are gardens of peace, means they have sakina. They have peace and tranquility in their life. That's again applicable the other ayah, ala bi zikrillahi tatmainul qulub, right? If you want peace in your heart, do the zikr of Allah. So many people say we do the zikr, but we don't get the peace, we don't get that satisfaction, we don't get the sakina, tranquility. Well, I would say, are you close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah is close to you, but are you close to Him is the question. So the only problem is with us. It is we who has to get close to Him. He's always close to us. So we have to just reap those benefits. We're not getting closer to Him to get the benefits, of course. We are getting closer to Him because we love Him. And that's why we are born. We are born to know Him, right? The objective of we coming into existence is to know Him. We are not here to get married, have children, build a new house, buy a new car, buy some new dresses, jewelry, celebrate, and then uh, die and then leave this dunya. No, this is all part and parcel of your life, just for you to survive, right? For you to survive. But your objective is something else. And in the journey, you do so many things while you're traveling, right? In the travel, you eat, you drink, you sleep, you talk to people. But is that your objective? If you ask someone, why are you traveling? He says, I am traveling because I want to reach my destination. Is there anyone who tells traveling itself is my objective? People will laugh at you. Where are you traveling? No, just I keep traveling here and there. People will say you're gone mad or what? Keep going from Hyderabad to Delhi, from Delhi to Mumbai. That is our objective. Sitting in the train or sitting in the flight, no one is going to accept your answer. People will laugh at you. If you tell them my objective, my destination is New Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore, they say, okay. Now, on the way, you could be eating, drinking, you have company, you talk to other people. This is all just a part of your journey, but that is not your destination. Similarly, in our life, our family, our food, our dresses, our house, all these are just a part of our journey. This is not our destination. We are not here to build a new house. We are not here to buy costly clothes to show off to the people that I have so much of jewelry, right? We are not here to eat too much, right? We are just here. We are here for destination. What is our destination? Our destination is knowing who is our Lord, who created us. That is why we are here. But unfortunately, we have completely lost ourselves in the journey itself. Many of the people think now the journey itself is their destination. Allahu Akbar. And they realize when they die, we are seeing many people are dying. What happened? Did you reach your destination? What did you attain? By building a big house, by earning so much of wealth and property, what did you gain? When you die, you leave everything and go away. It doesn't mean that you don't concentrate on your means. So when you're traveling, obviously, it doesn't mean that you should not eat. It doesn't mean that you should not talk to people. It doesn't mean that you should not make the arrangements so that your journey is peaceful and smooth. Of course, you have to do all that so that your destination becomes easy for you. The more you complicate your journey, the more difficult it becomes for you to travel. Make your travel easy so that you reach your destination. So similarly, your life, make it easy for it. Have a house, build a house, no problem. Buy the new clothes, eat food, talk to people, have relationship, get married, have children, but don't actually live to get married. Don't actually live to build a new house. You're not here to build houses and make property. If you get it, take it. If you don't, it's okay. That's a journey. In the journey, someone could be traveling in the business class, someone could be economical class. It's all decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're going by train, someone is in the first class, someone is second class, someone is in the general class. It's absolutely okay. Everyone is going to the same destination anyways. It's only a couple of hours you have to wait, right? Some struggles, and then you're there. Who cares how was your journey? What we care is have we reached the destination or not, right? So it doesn't matter who's living a very luxurious life. It doesn't matter how much bank balance you have. It all doesn't matter, because end of the day, it's the destination that matters, not the journey. So what if you're traveling in business class, but your flight is crashed? You could be traveling in general class in a train, which took 4 days to reach you to New Delhi, or 2 days, but you reached New Delhi. Is it better, or you took a flight in business class, but the flight got crashed? Which one was better? People were said, at least it would have been better for me to go on train in general class. I could have struggled and gone. At least I would have reached the destination. Reaching destination is more important than how you're traveling. So, but unfortunately, we have made our travel itself as a destination. That is why we are unable to, in spite of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being so close to us, we still cannot see him. We have to get closer to him. He is always close to us. You need to bear a lot of patience for this. So when I'm saying all this, you might be getting the feeling now, I immediately want to get closer to him. Yes, of course, that eagerness is there. I can sense that. But you need to bear patience, right? Need to bear patience and do it calmly. If you try to do everything in one day, you cannot do it. It has got its own course of time. It takes its own course of time and efforts. There is a procedure to do it, right? You cannot jump and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not a physical closeness. It is a spiritual closeness that you have to get. He's spiritually very close to us. So that because we are not aware of spiritual closeness. We are not even aware of how spirituality works. We don't know what is ruh, what is nafs. We're not even aware of it properly. So we are very good at physical closeness, but not at spiritual. So it takes some time when you do the zikr in suluk, when you do, so it all starts with suluk itself. Everything, closeness, feelings of spirituality, that world is totally different, you know. So when you start zikr in suluk, that's the beginning of your success. Otherwise, if you day out, if you without doing suluk, without doing this zikr, you know, it is not possible for you to understand all what I'm talking. It is not going to happen. You must do it. Close your eyes and then you start doing zikr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will start guiding you. For few people on weekly basis, they will see changes. Few people, it takes initially for 3-4 months, nothing happens. Then suddenly they see. It takes time, remember, sometimes. Yeah. For me itself, it took time. For at least for 6 months, I could not really know what's going on. Kept on trying. And then suddenly you will see, all of a sudden, there will be a change. All of a sudden. Then you say, oh, okay, this is what. And when you go back and read the books, and when you listen to the lectures of Marifat, then you know, oh, this is already happening with me. And when you will be surprised to know, when I say this is going to happen, and you say it's already happening with me, it has already happened with me, then is when you realize these are the teachings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will teach you, He will guide you. The only thing is you need to make sure that you're following instructions correctly and ensure that the more you do, the more efforts you put, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you're going to succeed. The success is definitely the success of this dunya and the akhirah. Don't think that this marifat is only for akhirat. No, this is right from dunya, right from the life that you're living, right? So you have to make sure that we have to get closer to him. He's already close to us. So make sure the instructions which I have given to you, doing tawbah every day, you must do tawbah. That is the first step of getting closer to him, because we have to clean ourselves. You have to become down to earth. Your nafs has to be destroyed. There should not be any I factor in you. So you should reach a stage at least where you should not feel bad if someone tells something to you, or someone goes against your opinion. You should be able to relax. You should not demand that my opinion has to be given importance. You must be able to relax, accept it. You should be able to be calm, be patient. And all these things need to first come inside you. As long as that I factor is there, the arrogance, the anger, all these things are bad signs. Okay, these all need to go away. And there is efforts. When the more tawbah you do, more you pray, the more darood that you recite, with these things go away. When you become very calm, down to earth, all arrogance, everything goes away from you. And then you get to such a stage where slowly you start feeling the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside you. The nur of Allah, you start getting inside you. So make sure that you follow these instructions. I will stop it here today. So tomorrow also you will have a class, but I need to check whether Sister Muftia will take or I. But anyway, make sure you attend the class. Well, it could be anyone, but make sure you don't miss out. So Monday you will not have a class, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but inshallah, again on Thursday morning, we will have a class. Okay, so tomorrow, inshallah, we'll see you. Of course, today evening also you have a class. Okay, so today evening session, we'll see you. So I'll stop it here. So make sure these habits, you ensure that you follow. These were long back I have posted this, so I'm absolutely sure that you're doing it. But in case if something is missed out, these are very useful actions that you can take. So make sure that if possibly you try your best to do this. And these things very dangerous. Of anything that is there inside, still there is, if these habits are there, try to make sure you completely stop this. And let's do dua now and we'll stop it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa azwajihi wa ahli baytihi wa sahbihi wa awliyahi ummatihi. Abdullah salawatika wa adada ma'lumatika wa barik wa sallim. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-jannah wa a'udzu bika minan nar. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-hubbak wa hubba man yuhibbuk wa al-amal allazi yuballighuni hubbak. Allahumma ij'al hubbaka habba min nafsi wa ahli wa min al-ma'il barid. Allahumma ij'al fi qalbi nura wa fi basari nura wa fi sam'i nura wa an yamini nura wa an yasari nura wa fawqi nura wa tahti nura وأمامي نورا وخلفي نورا وجعلني نورا ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب اللهم عافني في بدني اللهم عافني في سمعي اللهم عافني في بصري اللهم عافني في قلبي لا إله إلا أنت اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني أنا عبدك أنا لا أهديك وبعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك نعمتك علي وأبوء ذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.